It's the end of an era, but the beginning of the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt after show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We're talking all things predictions and the futures of our favorite characters. Stay here right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Unbreakable, they are my planet. It's a miracle. Unbreakable.
I like the snaps.
Right?
We have to enjoy it while we can.
Gospel choir to me today.
Moving to the beat.
Oh,
Hello,
okay.
everybody.
Synchronized.
Happy Monday.
I'm going to keep going.
Yes, Candice, thank you so much.
All the way to the end.
Welcome to the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt after show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. My name is Tsahai, and I have a lovely panel of hosts with me this evening.
Yes.
Please introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm so excited for this episode. It's going to be so much fun. What's up, guys? My name is Candice Cruz.
Hi, guys. I'm Laura L. Thomas, and I couldn't be more excited to be here.
Hi, I'm Caroline Thayer, and let's get this after show going.
Yes. So if you watched us yesterday, we covered the entire season, and as we mentioned, this is the final season. So they gave us the first 6 episodes to hold us over until they give us the rest, which may, as we mentioned, be in the form of a movie, which would be exciting. So we kind of wanted to break down what we think is going to happen with our favorite characters, their futures, and how their past have affected them this entire season.
Wait, can we just take a moment to acknowledge that Candice just did a little worker, but no sound?
Well, yeah, because I didn't want to interrupt. I was just giving accentuation.
I appreciate that.
It's a silent remix.
That's the energy we need tonight because the show is so energetic.
It was just delayed, guys. I just have magical powers that are a little delayed. So.
That's right. And we have some special segments for you guys as well as some news updates. So stick with us and it'll be fun. Stay here. So let's talk about, we'll start with Lillian because, what I wanted to know is your thoughts on Lillian's character overall and her future. So one of my first questions is, what do you think will happen with Lillian and basically her stepdaughter, Sheba, now that Lillian's now controlling this inheritance? Like, do you think Lillian's going to end up using the money? Or do you think she and Sheba will become friends? What do you think will happen with that relationship?
Well, I mean, she already did develop a friendship that we didn't think was ever going to happen.
Right.
But I've really enjoyed Lillian's growth throughout the entire show.
Yeah.
Even from episode 1 where she was just like a hot mess. Like, let's be real here.
Right.
She was a completely hot mess. Like, smuggling and haggling. Not that much has changed on that aspect.
Right.
But we have seen a lot of growth with her of developing friendships and really like guiding these other characters with the knowledge that she has. So I'm interested to see where her and Sheba's relationship will be because I did see like a parental instinct come out when she did get that role put onto her with it. So I mean, maybe she'll become a stepmother.
Well, I feel like she's nurtured Kimmy so much, and now that Kimmy, as we talked about yesterday, has proclaimed herself, grown up.
Yes.
She needs somebody else to mentor, and so this could be her opportunity to kind of steer Sheba on the right path.
I don't know, but do we really think Lillian is do we think she's past that nurturing stage? Do you think she maybe wants somebody to take care of her for once?
I think she did, that's a good point because she did like having already the perks of dating someone that was wealthy.
You already know how I feel about that.
I know, we gave Artie a moment of silence yesterday, but I mean, she did.
Very short.
Yes, very brief moment of silence, but she did genuinely care for him. So I think Lillian sees a lot of herself in Sheba, but she's still Lillian. She can kind of, take you off course a little bit and surprise you with her actions sometimes. So I wonder, I'm like, she's going to suddenly have all this money. Lillian is a slumlord technically.
Well, yes. And what I was going to say too is that the difference between what I would imagine mentoring Kimmy, who is so kind and pure and good, versus someone like Sheba, who seems to be like a lost cause.
Right.
I don't know, it could be a bit lost on Lillian.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I just
Tough love.
Yeah, I was just about to say tough love. I think that Lillian is the perfect person to mentor Sheba just because she has a no bullcrap attitude. And I think she'll just totally hammer that into Sheba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes, we do know that Lillian owns a hammer, as we saw with her Cyndi Lauper costume yesterday.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Did you have a favorite Lillian scene this season, or a Lillian moment this season that really stood out to you?
Oh, I definitely. I mean, we touched on it briefly yesterday, but her at the tech convention, giving all of her Lillian advice to the crowd, I thought was really great and so poignant and spot on.
Definitely
something that I think we all should kind of take a moment and give a little pause to Lillian.
Yes.
Put your phones down, people, except for when you're watching this.
Lillian gave her advice and a whole lot more at the convention. She gave a lot to those boys during that orgy session that she said she had.
I mean, she thoroughly enjoyed herself.
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved when she was going to the smokehouse.
Yes.
And all of her different costumes. And I felt like it was true Lillian fashion. Like, that was her at her prime.
Right.
Of, like, trying to, like, play it up and being like, I'm a Russian stripper. And then going into being Cyndi Lauper and then, run away, Cyndi.
Right.
And then going into...
That was a good voice.
Oh, thank you. But I also loved when she ended up giving his ashes to these guys.
Right.
She's like, I've never had so much fun disposing of a body. Oh, don't make me choose. And then I was like, that is Lillian to a T. And I just thought it was really fun for her.
Do you think this was the first time Lillian has been involved with a drug sale?
No. Show me what that little capsule.
Yes, that little
Capsule.
capsule was
Capsule.
on Sheba's neck.
Yes, thank
she
you.
totally
Well,
did.
that was my favorite part when she was on to Sheba and Sheba was on to her.
Yeah.
And so they had that little friends moment where it was like, you know that I know what you know that he knows. And it just reminded me of that scene from Friends.
Yeah.
With Phoebe.
Yes.
Anyways, I digress. The point being is I loved, we're not going to get into it. That's another show, another time. But basically, I thought that was hilarious where they were both calling each other's bluff.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we know that Lillian kind of reigned victory over Sheba at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we said it yesterday. She's smarter than people give her credit for.
Exactly.
You know, to be
Street
so
smarts.
aloof, she's got something about her. So I'm excited to see where she takes it.
Same here. I also love Lillian at the convention because, again, I just like the fact that they're showing an older woman that can still be sexual and still be desired even by younger men. I mean, I hope that's my future. So that's the plan.
I mean, that's
Girl,
what I'm
you
going
got
for, too.
Thank you.
Got
Do
it.
it. We're on the same page here, sweetheart.
Exactly. Tech conventions, here we come.
Okay, we're going tomorrow, right?
You guys can find yourself a cute tech nerd. Like,
This
what's
is
wrong
my
with
dream.
that?
Hey.
That's fine with me.
Tech is the future, y'all.
Yeah.
It worked for
Do it.
Serena Williams.
Let's go.
I'm hoping I can do
Right?
the same.
Alexis Ohanian is
So handsome and smart. That's another show as well.
just a show on tech gods.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, I think there's something there.
Yes, I think so. Next on AfterBuzz. So moving on to our other favorite character, Jacqueline. Jacqueline has grown so much from.
You love Jack.
I do. I love Jacqueline. I was trying to channel my inner Jacqueline tonight and like pulling my hair
You look
back and
gorgeous.
doing my
Girl,
I was like, what would
gorgeous.
Jacqueline wear? I really do. I
Jacqueline.
love her so much. So.
She's so gorgeous. Well, with Jacqueline, we also saw some amazing growth with her. We saw this relationship with Zan develop. We saw her become a business owner. She's like basically a boss. She's no longer using a wealthy husband, to benefit herself. She's creating a life of her own. She's also a manager working with Titus and also showing that like she can help others instead of just take, which I personally love seeing. So with Jacqueline, do you think Jacqueline's going to book another client in addition to Titus?
Yes.
Well, she had Trip for a hot sec.
I mean, do we count Trip for real?
Right.
Hey, she's gonna get some profit out of that.
I'm envisioning a
guess.
Samantha situation here with Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Like getting that one client
Okay.
that's going to surpass Titus, and she's going to blow up.
So, and when you say Samantha, you're referencing Samantha from
Sex and the City.
Sex and the
Yes.
For those
Is
who
there
don't know.
another Samantha out there?
I
I
think that it's
mean,
going
we
to
just
be-
have to
right.
clarify for our
Well,
listeners.
she's the
Viewers.
boss, and I also love that she is having this hardship right now as much, like simultaneously as having success, because I feel like that's very indicative of the way that like society works nowadays.
Definitely.
Is that you see these people that are climbing their way to success and really hustling. I think hustle is the ideal word to use for that. but also seeing that she's sleeping at the tech office and she's not at the level that she's so used to. But I think because of that, she's learning so much more about herself and will be that much more successful.
Definitely.
When the timing pans out.
That moment when she was like, am I shopping at the same place Kimmy and Titus
Right.
It's like a new low
know.
for her.
I mean, Salvation Army is popping.
Exactly. But the thing is, like you were saying, she may be broke, but she doesn't look it. She's like faking it till she makes it.
Truth.
And I also love the fact that she understood the power of the access that she had. She used the relationships that she had built during her wealthier days to benefit her, like the Red Kinnear hookup that she did for Titus.
Right.
So she's using what she's got to get where she needs to go.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I
like
love
it.
this quote. So she was quoted in an article to CBS News, I think 2 days ago. The article came
Jane?
out.
The actress, okay.
Jane Krakowski. She says she's very happy with the way her character has grown over the years, and she says all of the main characters have a bunker of their own, and Jacqueline has changed because she's worked very hard to get her gilded castle or cage, which became a bunker, and now she's gotten out of her way, like Kimmy, and is living a whole new life. She said, I think all of the characters have found their way, and we're still filming the last 4 or 5 episodes, and every day becomes very special because each scene that you get to do will have a little bit of a touch of sweetness to it. So,
Well, she did say a few episodes, so I feel like they're leaning more towards an
Okay,
actual
which I
season.
would love.
sounds
Well,
like it.
I
but-
think that the rumor was a few episodes and then the culminating final movie.
Okay, got it. Nice.
Yes.
I would enjoy that, but
Well,
But I
love
like
her.
the
She's
idea.
lovely.
No, I just was saying, like, I like the idea of her recognizing the fact that all of these characters have a sort of bunker that they've had to overcome.
Yes.
You know, and
Yeah.
hers has been this society and this status that she, you know, got a little bit swept up in and thought she identified herself by,
Yeah.
and now she's finding that she's this whole new woman outside of the role that she thought she was meant to play.
right.
So
So I love that. I think the theme this season is get out of your own bunker. Climb out.
Yes. That should be on a t-shirt.
Can I ask a question though? Do you guys think that we're going to revisit Jacqueline's Native American heritage at all? Because I actually really liked the episodes when we. Oh nope, you're over it.
no, I was just saying, I think we've been there, done that. That's all I was gonna say.
I know, but if it's the final season, sometimes we see characters from the past re-enter. I don't know.
We
I
may
would.
see her parents again, whom I love, by the way.
I know.
Right, no, that is exactly why I wanted to see them again.
Yeah.
And I also felt like this season we haven't seen enough interaction with Kimmy and Jacqueline.
Right.
So I hope something transpires in the coming episodes.
If I could jump in real quick, I'm a fan of the show, guys. This is Jeff in the booth.
Hi, Jeff.
Oh, hey, Jeff.
I'm also a huge Tina Fey fan, and it's really interesting. She's kind of becoming a little more woke on social issues lately.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys saw her spot on Letterman. Letterman has a Netflix show now where he does long-form interviews.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And she was talking about an SNL sketch that she feels she handled in a way that was sort of socially irresponsible. And I know people fall on different sides of the spectrum on how they feel about Jacqueline's Native American ancestry.
Right.
So I almost wonder, she's never going to apologize for it because she's not the apology type, but I wonder if she feels a little like it might not be the most politically correct or even comedically interesting territory to approach anymore.
I disagree with that because there's that woman, Rachel Dolezal, who is born white, but she identifies as black and even worked for the NAACP, the National Association of Colored People, as she was like an executive or representative of the organization. She has since changed her name. She has now turned into a hairstylist. She wears her hair in style similar to many black women. So it brings up the issue of what's more important, how you identify yourself or how people perceive you. And so I don't think she should be thinking that was I wouldn't say she handled it in a bad way because it's something that is actually going on today. People are saying, listen, people are saying, like, I may look black to you, but I identify as something else. You know what I'm saying?
It's an interesting topic, and I think that if they approach it from that way, I understand that element, but I also understand what you were saying as well, Jeff, is that if you watch the first 6 episodes of this show, kind of getting away from the characters, but just talking about the plot line, is that they are hitting hard on a lot of hot topic issues and really dealing with them in the best way possible. And I feel like this one wasn't like her Native American storyline isn't necessarily the direction of like it doesn't really play well into everything else that's going on. I feel like there are a lot more important things in the forefront that they're trying to identify with. And they also already touched on it a little bit with Kimmy and Titus talking about racism and being privileged and how you identify and colorism. So they already kind of touched on that a little bit. Yeah. And I think they already kind of closed the book on the Native American element last season with the title of the football team, the name of the football team, that kind of thing.
Redskins being changed. I just think that it actually would have fit in only in the kind of scene where Jacqueline says, well, that's why I chose to identify as a white woman.
And she kind of already addressed it,
Right. So I think that there is room to kind of explore and add on to that.
Right.
But I never, you never know with Tina Fey.
And also what I appreciated is the fact that this is a difficult conversation to have because some people get so upset and can't even get their thoughts out properly, and it can become a heated topic. So the fact that they even brought this up, like when Kimmy said all lives matter, and Titus was like, I'll let you get away with it right now, which is a hot button issue for a lot of people. I thought that was interesting, as well as those books that she pulled out from Random House, which I think
Rachel Maddow.
It was like Rachel Maddow, All Lives Matter, or something like that. Yeah. So again, it touched on that topic, which again, I know a lot of people get upset at the concept of All Lives Matter, but some people think of it, there are differing views on the topic.
Which I'm excited to see. I know that they're shooting right now to see what type of conversations are going to come up in the second half, because that's what I do appreciate a lot about this season in particular.
Yeah.
First two seasons were fantastic. My favorite one was first, obviously. That's like the integrity of the show. But I really think like the second half of season 3 going into season 4, they're really using the platform of the show to the best of their ability. We are in a golden age of television, and I think that it's their responsibility of these writers and these actors to really kind of like put the
Talk
artistic
about what's
spin
going
on it.
on,
Exactly.
right.
Whatever end of the spectrum you stand on, have an opinion on it.
Definitely.
And at least give people a conversation to start like we're having right now. You know what I mean?
That's a good question you just posed. What do you guys think might transpire in the second half of the season? Like what hot topic issues?
I hope they touch on the presidency, to be honest with you. And gun violence as well. I think both of those would be crucial.
I think that they touched a lot on the presidency.
To an extent, like tongue-in-cheek stuff, but I feel like more so, if anything, if they were going to pick between the two, I'd rather them do something about, like, maybe gun violence and addressing that, even if it's for a quick second, because I feel like Kimmy would be the perfect person to, like, figure it out. And kind of do that type of exploration, because she does have such, like, a childlike wonder to her.
Yeah, it's interesting to see these hot button issues through Kimmy's eyes.
Definitely.
Which is what Jane Krakowski also said in her article. She said that they miss the opportunity to talk about these, bigger conflicts because of the nature of like filming a show and timing and all of that. But she said that that she's been very pleased with how the writers have been able to show these really kind of touchy subjects through such joyful, naive, almost childlike eyes.
Right, because it is supposed to be a comedic show.
Yeah.
So the
Exactly.
fact that they are able to give us, it's like they're giving us our medicine within a
Spoonful of sugar makes medicine go down.
Exactly.
Teaching, but also
Thank you.
teaching us, I think.
Right.
I think it's a teachable moment as well.
Right.
In a lot of ways, and for a lot of people, opening their perspective of
Exactly.
ways that they might be thinking.
Right.
For example, like how I didn't understand why he was complaining that men had, didn't have rights anymore. Like, I was like, what are you talking about? But it was Fran, it made me think, I was like, oh, okay. It made me look at it through someone else's eyes, which was the beauty of the show. Before we wrap up, Jacqueline, I wanted to ask, how do you think her relationship with Zan will develop? Because, once there's a pregnancy scare, that bonds people together for a long time. I wanted to mention where Zan bought the pregnancy test in Spanish Harlem, and it was a Jane the Virgin pregnancy test, which was quite hilarious to me.
I thought that was
Like,
really
fool your friends.
really clever how they did that and how they wrote that in there. I think it's going to be really great to see. It's kind of a seed has been planted between the two of them, and now I feel like it's just going to, she's come to her defense to cap Tylenol. She's also recognized when she needs her there in a big way. I mean, she was in the meeting with Titus, obviously, and realized, oh my gosh, San said no, but she really wanted me there. I think that was a huge growth moment for Jacqueline. So, I hope we see more of their relationship blossom, because I like those two characters together, and I like how they balance each other.
Very
The
much
unlikely pairing.
I want to see more of like her actual son though, Buckley. And
He's grown so tall. Buckley's like 6
And
feet
the
tall.
hair.
Buckley comes back like a full-on teenager, like model, Abercrombie model or something.
What's up, Mom?
maybe he'll be her next client.
Oh, that's a good idea. Ooh.
He can't go to school
But then
anymore.
it's like, don't profit off your kid. Like, are you gonna be a momager?
People do it all the time.
I mean, they do it all the time.
Miss Kris Jenner.
Right? I'm like, she's making billions.
But I'm just
Yes,
saying that
Mama.
would almost be, I think, retracting all of Jacqueline's progress, in my opinion.
I mean, I love Kris Jenner. She is a boss.
Hello, lady
right?
boss supreme.
She has her own palette now.
Look at that. That her
Like,
kids make.
Duh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get it, girl.
Just Momager. It's the Momager one.
the Momager
or something
one.
like that. I don't know.
Who's
but
our
it's
next
great.
character that we need to talk about?
Oh, I see there's some strong Kris Jenner feelings there. We'll move on from that. But if you want to let us know how you feel about Kris Jenner and any of the other Kimmy Schmidt characters, hit us up on iTunes and give us a 5-star like. Mm-hmm. It's 5 stars, right?
5 stars.
5 stars. I was going to say a
Always
high
5.
five. Give us
High
a high five on iTunes. And you can also find us on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. And let us know what you think.
And we're in the live chat right now, you guys. So if you have any thoughts that you want to share with us, please hop in there, because we'll do our best to answer them.
Yeah, we won't see you for a long time. So come on, join the conversation, please. So the next person that I wanted to talk about is our beloved Titus. I love him so much.
He's
I think
sassy.
he's my favorite character, to be honest with you.
And he's so talented. Like when he was playing the piano and writing the songs for this school play that he was directing, I was like, look at that. You just always surprise me. For actor, singer, director, now pianist.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was curious, because I know that they're very. Oh yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I love the singing.
Get it,
Pinot Noir,
Jeff.
caviar.
Can never be. mad at
Yes,
that.
Pinot Noir.
I mean, he worked his way into my heart with that song.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
That opening one where he gets the curtains and does the.
I wonder how much. What I wanted to ask is, I wonder how much artistic freedom he has with those songs.
Yeah.
Because I know within the series they don't do any improv. That's very, very tightly scripted.
Okay.
Right.
And so I wonder, when they're creating those songs, how much of it is him? How much of it is like
You know the answer.
you do?
Please do.
Oh,
Jeff,
Yeah,
fill
I
us
can
in.
get
Jeff, we love you.
So I don't know if you guys knew this. Tina Fey's husband.
I was just about to say this.
You take the reins there.
No, Jeff. You are popping in and you have the knowledge.
You let me know if I have this right, Caroline. But,
Okay.
Jeff Richmond is a musician. Actually, Tina Fey and him met in improv, like at Improv Olympic. If you guys have ever seen a musically improvised show, there's always a pianist whose job it is to kind of facilitate the show.
Right.
Yes.
He's always been her musical collaborator. So even in the new Mean Girls musical, he did all the music.
Yeah, so he writes it.
He writes all the music, but I know they do like getting the actors involved when they do that. So
And I don't think anybody's going to tell Titus what to do. So he's going to give you
Both
his opinion.
Tituses.
Yeah.
Because his name is Titus. if you guys
Exactly.
didn't know that.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
so
it
when he,
is.
I think it's gonna be. He's such a big personality. It would be
Yes.
hard for him not to give his input.
Of
I
course.
do like watching him offset though, because he has such like a professional persona.
Yeah.
He's lovely to listen to. I love watching him in general, but to see him switch between the two, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
I'm
Well, when he
intrigued.
takes Titus off and wears
Takes
Titus,
Titus.
it's kind of
Yeah.
cool to
It's
watch. I'm like,
amazing.
oh, you're surprising.
I mean, look at him all fabulous with that pride
Yes, I love
bandana.
that. Thank you for putting that up.
Happy Pride to everyone as well, by the way.
Yes, I marched yesterday.
Oh,
and
did you?
I did with my friend who works at Disney. Lovely. It was a good time.
That sounds like magical.
But I had pride in all the work that Titus did this
Yes.
season.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you ladies, do you think Titus will win Mikey back?
I already said my piece on this yesterday, so take it away.
We are totally team Mikey over
Yeah,
here.
I'm team. Yes, girl, I'm team Mikey. I want it to happen. I think he will. I think he proclaimed it at the end of last season, and I think that it's going to be a slow burn to him and Mikey being back together. I think. Okay, I think that Titus is actually, you know, you were saying yesterday, like, oh, you can't have two of those dopey guys together or
Right.
whatever. I think Titus is actually much smarter and much more clever
Very much so.
than people give him credit for.
He's a classy lady.
He is a classy lady. I mean, he's quick-witted, he's smart, he's super talented. We know that.
But he has swag too, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we saw him lemonading. I mean, come on. but I think the quality that he lacks, Mikey has, which is that sort of almost just endearing, like
Big personality.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Titus is a huge personality, and I feel like Mikey needs a little more tending to, a little more.
He's humble.
Yeah.
Very
exactly.
humility, like very sweet,
But you know what,
genuine.
ladies?
He's just like doe-eyed though.
I'm done with Mikey though. I'm over it. I'm over.
We're on the same
We
side.
are-
I'm over
This
the
is a
shenanigans,
battle.
Mikey. Listen, you
I'm
went and found you a
upset.
new man while Titus was trying to work hard, and you know you got to stick with who you chose, Mikey.
but
okay?
And also, Titus did let him go at one point, didn't he? At the very beginning,
did.
before
Yes.
all of it,
He did.
because he did realize that he had someone like that previously.
Right.
You know, Mikey did just come out. He just figured out his sexuality.
True. Right.
He's going through a whole thing, and like at this point, Titus can't be like that person for him. He needs to
but I
explore
think
and
Mikey
to
is
venture.
advanced now. It's been
don't
like
care.
Two people.
I don't give a
well, we don't know what's been going on with his life. We do not.
I'm like,
yeah.
he's advanced. I'm like, well, he had Titus and then this new
Okay,
guy.
we don't know what his extracurriculars are.
Even if he didn't have extracurriculars, like
the direction I was going. The direction of being like.
I know what you're saying.
Hilarious.
I
No,
don't know
but-
because here's all I want to say. I think it would be really hard. I'm going to take the kind of more theatrical, like
approach.
cinematic approach. So I think it would be hard for fans to get on board with a new guy unless he just comes in the second half of the season and totally steals our heart. I think people like the
Here's
fact
this
let me
scene
tell you,
that
let me
where he
tell you.
breaks up with him and tells
You
him he
know what
needs
fans
to-
will get on board with? Another fine, tall, handsome man that's got some coins
Yes.
and is going to treat Titus like the queen he should be treated
I
like.
feel like we need to
No.
live by this lesson as
Okay,
well.
I speak to Titus as I speak to myself. That's what it is.
But I think Mikey can be that person. I think Titus did a very selfless thing in letting him go and explore and have his time and be really grow up in a way, I guess is a way to phrase it, but really just to have his moment.
Mikey, you're going to need to grow on your own, and Titus got to move on. That's
Sow
how I
his oats. I think he wanted him to go sow his oats and come back to him.
Well, before
one
we
person.
wrap up with Titus, do you guys? I'm done with Mikey. Okay, I don't even want to discuss him anymore. I'm disgusted
Well,
with
we
him.
gotta get to Kim as well.
I know we are, but one other Titus question: do you think Titus is going to book that Katherine Heigl project? And,
Yes.
And how do you think it's going to change his life?
I hope Katherine Heigl does a cameo on this. I would just love it.
Can you imagine?
And if she plays up to the like stigma that's around her,
Yeah.
and like have that spoof on herself, like I will adore it.
Yeah,
Because
and
I
actually
love
that could be
her.
really great for her career too.
I honestly I think she gets a bad rep. I get it. I've never worked with the woman. I don't know her, but I love her work, and I think that alone, like she needs to have that. She's had a family now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are going on in
You
her
think
life.
she's
and I
had some
think
growth?
some growth.
Okay.
Oh,
So
kind
I
of
would
like
love
Mikey?
to see her come back.
Oh.
No, done with Mikey. Not going
Play
back
it
to Mikey.
spoof. We're not going to take the bite. I'm not going to take the bite.
But
We're
you
gonna
know
keep going.
what I'm going to make a pitch for? If we're putting in people who they mentioned in the show, why not put Miss Maria Menounos up in this show?
Get it.
Yeah, wouldn't that
I
be
love
great?
it.
So
I love
let's
it.
start a campaign.
We need to
Maria
have two of
Menounos.
Marias.
Right.
As they said.
A Maria clone.
A Maria clone. Oh my God.
I
that'd be so
volunteer
much
as
fun.
tribute. You know,
Right.
if anyone needs if she needs a stand-in.
What if the second Maria is a Cheryl? So
Oh,
it's
like a
Oh my
role
God.
Oh my gosh.
Cheryl version
Cheryl-
of Maria.
Yes.
Oh my God.
love
We
it.
have
Send
actual
this to the
Maria and
writers.
Cheryl
Can we,
Maria.
can we throw this in there? Tina, are you listening?
Exactly.
Are you listening?
I mean, I like it.
I love it.
There are
love it.
so many people though that were mentioned that I would love
To
to
see.
see. And you know who I think you might have been just getting to this person, but that I really liked seeing was Jon Hamm. You know, he plays the Reverend, intricate part.
So you had a really favorite scene that we can reference
Do we have the clip?
Yes.
We do.
So
We have
set it up.
Yay.
So basically, the
All right.
Reverend was on. There was that scene where we got to see a clip of Jon Hamm back in the day, looking handsome on a dating show.
Yeah, so this is kind of funny because we know that Kimmy Schmidt is known for putting in real world references.
Right.
Now, this is a real world reference. It's just a huge throwback. When Jon Hamm was 25 and this footage resurfaced of him, I think it's called The Big Date. And yeah, let's take a look.
All right. How about you, John? You're on a first date, Mary's the girl you want to really impress her. How do you make her feel special?
Well, start off with some fabulous food, a little fabulous conversation.
What else fabulous, John?
End it with a fabulous foot massage for an evening of total fabulosity.
He has aged very well.
He looks the same.
Look at that hair.
Mark's going to take you out to dinner, and then he's going to take you home and show you why.
Mark,
he's
we don't
stuck
care
and
about
show you
Mark.
his flexibility. You offered some wrestling. That's all up to you guys.
Oh,
I don't
whoa.
really
Oh.
that part. Marcus wants to take you out to a nice little dinner.
This
but
is the guy
after
that
we're gonna do a
wins,
little Vegas,
according
a little
to
mountain
Kimmy
climbing,
Schmidt
a little
episode.
bike riding, and all the time holding you and cuddling you. I don't think it's physically possible, but if he could do it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
John
intrigued.
is just all about anything fabulous for you, Mary. So time to make a choice. Which one of these guys do you want to get to know?
John.
It's not John.
Oh!
Okay, spoiler alert though. Marcus was the guy who won because we see that in Kimmy Schmidt episode. He's like, she went with Marcus.
Yes.
And he's so bitter about it.
But isn't it funny
So-
how John looks better now than
He
then?
does.
Oh, I hate it when men do that, but I also kind of secretly love it.
I know.
Silver
How
Fox.
fortunate are
Yes.
we?
Good.
John was amazing this season. We'll get to him.
Oh, sorry, I really jumped the gun there.
No,
but
we're,
really
it's
wanted
free
to.
flowing. There's no, we're going to, bobbing
Weaving.
and weaving. We're
Bob and weave.
bobbing and weaving. But we loved him. One other question that I had about Titus is, do you think Titus is ever going to finish that script for Greg Kinnear? Because as soon as Greg gave him the opportunity to write it, he was like, please tell him we have to push it back a week. Like he just did not, which is
Well, he can't even type.
but think about writers here in LA who are dying for an opportunity to collaborate with a huge Hollywood veteran.
Yeah.
They would jump at that opportunity.
But
and-
Titus isn't a writer.
No, that's what I was gonna say. He's using this opportunity to get his foot in the door
Right.
and then show his real talents, which is what he did in the meeting.
Yes,
He's
with
not a
him.
great writer. He stole Kimmy's book. He was like, okay, this is terrible. We're gonna have a terrible meeting, but I'm gonna be charismatic as
Yeah.
and charm this whole room, and that's exactly what he did. So
They always say book the room.
That's
Exactly.
right, girl.
Use your time wisely. So we had, so next, our beloved, and last but not least, Kimmy Schmidt.
Kim Carew.
So one of my
Yes.
questions for this season is, do you think Kimmy will keep her job?
No.
Why?
She already had a sexual harassment suit against her. I mean, things are not looking up for her.
it's not a good fit.
Yeah.
No.
The crossing guard was a better fit.
I think
true,
she needs to work with maybe women with PTSD.
Whoa.
Because okay,
Very
that was a
specific.
very I'm not really sure where that came from. But here, let me elaborate. I think Kimmy has shown immense growth from season 1 to now, and how she has handled the Reverend. When he used to be brought up, she would freak out,
Right.
and like obviously when we see the documentary, she has flashbacks and
Definitely,
nightmares, and I don't think anyone could ever get over a situation like that, but I think that she could be a really great ally to women who maybe not have suffered the exact same experience, but who have gone through a traumatic event, because she's so positive.
I mean, she has saved that woman who was going to, Laura Dern, when she was going to marry the Reverend. But I think what Kimmy, her next career move will be, she will be the writer.
I think the
Because
book.
the book that,
Oh,
and
yes.
the young man that's helped her writing partner, basically.
He's going to be
that
the
kid.
agent.
Yes. Well,
Watch
she's
this little
going to,
boy, like-
actually, Kimmy may be Jacqueline's next client.
Ooh. I love it.
You never know.
I
You
love
never
it.
know.
I feel like that might unfortunately create a competitiveness between Kimmy and Titus, though.
Which, I think that's bound to happen. But I think, Jacqueline wants to keep the money all in the family. So she's going to pull from, again, using her resources.
They'll get a
Yeah.
new house.
You never
They'll
know.
get out of the small apartment.
That I would like to see. I would love to see that.
The book will sell big, and they'll just
True.
Oh,
A
About
movie
the
deal.
The slums. But speaking of house, Who do we think was watching them at that in the last episode? Who do we think was peering, like spying on the whole crew?
The person with the money.
Okay, so
Someone's a hit, and it's hit on Kimmy.
so you think somebody's trying to kill Kimmy?
I think so.
Why?
That Muppet. That
Or
Muppet.
you think the Reverend set something up from jail?
With the Muppet.
But like, the Reverend doesn't have enough connections.
Do we know? Well, I don't know.
Okay, if he doesn't
He's been in
get-
jail. You know, you meet people in jail that can do
This is-
things.
That's right.
And he's already manipulating everybody else in jail. He is running it.
Just like he manipulated DJ Fingerblast into continuing this documentary and trying to reopen his case. He's a very manipulative person. Hello, he kept how many women in a bunker for how many years with all these lies?
That would be
And
4.
had a girlfriend upstairs and was married to Kimmy.
Well, they weren't women when they started there. Just
True.
FYI.
Right.
True.
But
Just-
still.
But still,
Excellent point.
He
Excellent point.
manipulated,
Girls.
girls to a certain point. So there's a great level of manipulation involved. But I'm just saying, they grew into women that are now
Yeah.
figuring out the world.
15 years, right?
Yes, about don't quote me.
But
on this.
didn't Kimmy say she was 40 something in this one of these episodes?
No.
No.
She said 40 is the new flirty, 30 is thriving.
I think she was referencing somebody else. I do not
Okay,
think she
because I was going to
speaking
say
of
my
herself.
math is off because then they kidnapped 20 somethings rather than 15
No,
year old
no, no.
somethings.
No, I think they were teenagers
Okay,
when they
okay.
went into the
that makes
bunker.
more sense. I was like,
Okay.
wait a second.
But what do we think is going to happen with Kimmy's character in the next, as the show ends? Like, we're going to get into our predictions now.
I think I want her to have love.
You want Kimmy to fall in love?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a vision of this person for her?
No.
Okay. How about you, Laura?
I mean, yeah, I think I want Kimmy to have love and I want her to have success. More than anything, I think it will be really great to see Kimmy. I think we saw a little bit of it when she sort of realized the documentary was out and everybody like kind of knew that she was like. We saw it a little bit last season where she's like, "Wait, everybody knows that I'm a mole woman," and
Yeah.
it's like she starts to wear this. She starts to wear her confidence a little better.
So she's not
And-
letting the past define her anymore.
Exactly. I think we're just gonna see her find maybe peace or contentment with where she is, and maybe that's with the person, and maybe it's not.
So do you think she'll finally get divorced from the Reverend to let that go?
Oh God, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. What if they end up back together?
Oh no!
Sorry, I'm just throwing that out there.
I mean,
but that
he
would
is
be
very
a
handsome. So.
terrible
Yes, he
idea.
is.
What if he goes through like a whole like change in prison, and then they end up back
I'm
together?
not for this.
I love
I'm
it.
not for
love
that.
I don't think anybody is.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Caroline, do
I
you
don't
have
like
any Kimmy predictions for the final season?
Like I said, I think that Kimmy would really benefit from working with other people that are of a similar mind to her, which is why I think the tech world is just like not exactly the best fit for her. And I think her happiness comes from other people being happy, you know, like a full like circle heart moment. I think she would really benefit, like I said, from helping out other people and finding that love within a community and
So the
friends.
growth that she's experienced, she'll share her experiences with others to allow them to grow as well.
Yes.
Okay. So
I've
how?
always felt like
and that,
Kimmy
like-
would be an amazing host on a children's TV show.
Oh
Right?
my
Like
gosh.
reading Rainbow?
Exactly,
Or
yeah.
Teletubbies.
I loved
Yes.
it.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yes.
She'd be perfect for
She's
that.
like an
Mr.
emotion-
Rogers' Neighborhood. I could be Kimmy Schmidt's neighborhood.
Oh, that would be so great. I was gonna say she's like an emotional TaskRabbit.
Very, yeah.
Why would she like work for TaskRabbit? Now she's an
Cleans you up
emotional
from the
TaskRabbit.
inside. I like it. I like it. Do we have any predictions for Jacqueline or Lillian or Titus?
I'm trying to think any more than we've
For
already said.
for me, I want Titus to find love, like I mentioned, because I'm just over the whole Mikey situation. I think hopefully Kimmy will continue to pursue this writing. Now that she's found something that she really enjoys, and hopefully her relationship with her JanSport backpack will continue. You know, we don't want to see that horrific scene.
We don't
with
need
the-
a Mason
so
Mid situation
uncomfortable.
the
again.
bricks. Yeah, that was quite scary. What do we think is going to happen with the Reverend next season? I feel like he's going to be out of
He's
jail
gonna get out.
and he's going to be causing a ruckus again. What do you girls
I
think?
think so too.
Agreed.
I think so too. I think he's back with a vengeance.
What do you think he'll do when he's out, though?
I mean, what's worse than a bunker?
I feel like he might start
Well, so
another
that's-
bunker.
See, that's why I think that money could actually be connected to like, what if that is the money the Reverend gets to start his next cult and following? And so he needs like an escape plan, he's got cash, and then he creates a whole new bunker and a whole new doomsday situation.
Like a wild, wild country situation.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe he like goes to a compound somewhere and builds his whole city
Yeah.
of Reverend Wayne.
Brady Wayne.
And then
Richard
like,
Wayne, Gary
he
Wayne.
can also, you know
I've been
what, I
thinking
think
about this
he
for a
would
while.
have a DJ class, maybe educate some kids on how to be a DJ.
Well, speaking of DJs, who do you think? I'm going to do a poll question. Who do we think is the better DJ? DJ Slizzard or DJ Fingerblast?
I think I'm a better DJ than either of them.
Well, that's true. I don't think I
Came
can
up with the
great.
fist pump, man.
I was gonna go finger blast, but
I like Fingerblast. Something about him. You know, he's a hard worker. We saw that he was willing to do anything to get the job done.
He did make it big.
Exactly. I mean, he was like, he wanted to get to the root of the problem and find out what was going on. So, you know, he dressed as a woman. He created that Facebook profile.
Okay,
He did what he
cool.
had to do.
yeah,
He's
he
a hard
did.
worker.
He did he's not really above anything.
Exactly. Exactly.
Truly.
What do we think is going to happen with our beloved Cheryl? Like, do you think, for me, I think Cheryl and her boyfriend, you know, their relationship's going to continue to develop.
Oh,
Hopefully
I
we'll
feel like
see-
she's gonna break up with him.
No, I wanted them to get married and have babies.
I was gonna say
I
they're
don't know
gonna
about
have robot
that
babies.
babies.
Robot babies.
Oh no.
We did talk about her, you know, the way her body functions.
Yes,
Like,
I mean, I guess she could
cycle.
reproduce.
exactly. So
Sure.
it could possibly happen. Any other characters that we didn't mention that you think that we should, that, you know?
I definitely think we're gonna see more Sheba,
Yes, I
Yeah,
like Sheba.
I like
which I'm
Sheba.
excited about.
I was just gonna say, I wonder if Tina will reprise her role
As-
as
a
the
therapist.
therapist.
Oh my god, I would
As
love
therapist.
that.
Yeah. I would really love to see her at least make one more appearance on the show.
Yeah.
Wait, who else would you like to like? Who would be like a dream guest star?
Dream cameo for me.
Yeah.
Maria Menounos would
Yes.
be great.
Right.
In
Catherine
addition to that, maybe somebody big like a Tiffany Haddish, because she has like such a big personality. I would love to see how her personality would be worked into the show.
I love that.
That could be Titus's sister.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
That would be great. That would
She
be
would
great.
be fantastic.
Yes,
She
Those two would
would.
go together very well.
I love that.
Anybody else for you guys?
Do you have a dream one?
A dream guest star. I mean, I think it would be kind of fun because Tina and Jane worked together on 30 Rock. If maybe like Alec Baldwin showed up.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, maybe he like as an executive or something.
Talk about the presidency and he can
Oh!
reprise his role.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, really full circle right
Maybe
now.
what if Kimmy writes her book
Okay.
and takes it to the president to try and get it mandated to be a big like something
Like
or
something
other,
in the
and then
schools.
she has to meet the president.
Okay, a mandatory book in the schools or something.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
if Kim Kardashian can do it, anyone
Kimmy Schmidt can do
exactly,
it.
Exactly.
I like
Something
that.
about women named
Take
Kim.
that. You can use it. I'm giving you the property. Here,
Exactly.
take it.
And before we wrap
believe
up,
it.
we also, you know, we love these shows. We love this show, and we love the characters, and they're so talented. And as we mentioned yesterday, they are going. Emmy nominations are coming out soon, so stay tuned for that.
We
Because,
thought they were coming out today,
but they're actually coming out in a couple of weeks.
in a couple weeks. Their voting commenced today for all those Academy members.
So thank you again for sticking with us on this season 4 after show of the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. We love all the characters. You can find me, Tsahai, at Say Hi Tsahai on all social media. Where can they find you, Candice?
Oh, I'm so sad it's over. Well, we still have the second half, so hopefully we'll see you guys when that second half comes back. But thank you guys so much for joining us. My name is Candice Cruz. You can find me on all my social media at Candice R. Cruz.
That's right. We're just gonna press pause for a minute, guys. I'm Laura L. Thomas. You can find me at Laura L. Thomas TV.
And I'm Caroline Thayer. Thanks, guys, for watching. Follow me at Caroline J. Thayer. We'll see you hopefully in January.
Yes. Stay tuned. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.